What's up, YouTube?
What up, fam?
Wow, that sounded lame. But I will say we are going to be uploading our episodes on YouTube now.
Come on.
Please, if you see this, all we need you to do is keep the lights on. Please click subscribe. We're going to be posting our shows on here.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day they're going out there. Only took us 2 years, but better late than never. Welcome to the
100%.
dark side, baby. We're here.
And if you don't know who we are, we're the #1 podcast down under. You already know. Let's push.
Chef Nation, in my hand I have the Garnier product of shampoo, but it's the papaya hair food one.
The papaya.
I basically bring this up to say, leave my boy alone. Even I'm sick of seeing it now.
Shush.
Even I,
Shush. That's enough of that. That's enough of that.
I'm sick of seeing it,
Oh,
alright?
papaya.
Leave my boy alone. But this product that I have in my hand, incredible. This papaya go and get your mouth around. The other one, leave it alone. All right, leave it alone.
That's it.
Available at Chemist Warehouse. You know what? Proud sponsors of us, The Morning Shift.
Rolling with Chemist Warehouse.
Let's push. Let's go. Never fold. 10 toes down, baby. You know who it is. I'm trying to be like you, my bud. Shush.
It's too late to turn back now. The Morning Shift. Powered by
Yes, kia ora, good morning, good evening, and everything in between. It's a big Truss Tuesday. We're here for our morning shifters in a brand new studio from our misters to our sisters. We back for another show just in case you missed it. Do the dish, all powered by Media. Look good in here.
Man, it's
Look
looking
alright.
nice. If you can see this on Spotify stream right now, we got a new studio, baby.
We
stay
leveled up.
blessed.
No stress.
We've got you covered like a sundress. Welcome to officially the #1 show. If you call down under your home, welcome to New Media.
The People's Media.
Let's push.
Say no more. Take your shoes off at the door. Everything you want, nothing you don't. Real people, real talk.
And if we ain't #1 of the charts, hopefully we're #1 of your heart.
Let's get it, get it.
Guys, what is going on? We go to Las Vegas. We start the show. We start the Monday show yesterday with Shits and Gigs podcast. Actually, that's actually great. Technically, they were
That was
the
our
last.
last.
That was the last guest we had in our old studio.
It was a beautiful way to close it. That was the last thing we actually did in that studio.
I just honestly, from the garage to the old studio, which we were grateful for, but to shout out to Makaira, Ants, the bro here at the team, renovating the studio while we were gone. What an amazing job they've done.
We got fresh kicks in here, man. We got the fresh licks.
You know what? They surprised us. We went over to Las Vegas. We came back. We weren't allowed back into the studio. Hence, there's a couple of episodes that were done in Play On, in the Play On studios. And then we got they did the big unveil and blown away.
What an
And
incredible job they've done.
does not escape on us. These moves happen because of Shift Nation. So
Correct.
Always.
Wow. 100%.
We would have been honest too. Like you would have seen it in our face when we
Yeah.
first walked in. Oh, nah, this.
Man, this ain't it.
But everything, the detail in this, the colors.
We've got our first photo shoots over there. We've already got our Vegas photo on the wall there. We've got our Slam magazine posters behind us.
No stone was left unturned.
If you look behind me, we've got posters of MF Doom, Skateboard P,
She had to travel up
Kendrick
and down the
Lamar.
country. Shout out to Paul as well.
They
and
not like us.
for being in the studio
Shout out
and
to Paul and
helping
Ants.
put this whole thing together. But
You know what it is?
boys,
This feels like I want to be better.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like this. When I look at the other podcasts around the world in their studios, I'm like, man, they're cracking it.
It's got the look now.
It's got
You
the
know?
look.
Now we
Well-
can, even if we sound bad, we'll look good now.
Before it was just dark black walls, right?
Well, at least can we go to that? That was kind of the reason, and I love that we did it the way we've done it.
Oh, 100%.
And I would never change a thing.
Grateful.
And I'm so glad that we can sit here now and have this conversation. But that was our studio. That was home. This is now our studio. This is home. But it was just like when you'd get into those winter months and it's dark outside and then it's dark in here and you're trying to create a vibe for everyone. You need the aesthetic as well. So
100%.
there was a lot more to it than just we need a new studio.
It's not more light. Hey, how you going back there, Matoma?
yeah, I'm blown away. Yeah, my studio too. As you can see,
at that.
still got the
Tiles on the wall back
still got
there.
the tiles on the wall. I think the team did an amazing job. We managed to put the Chemist Warehouse shelf in there, which
Come on.
revolutionised it.
Did we ask
and,
about that?
I don't think.
Well, it
we
doesn't
have
look
got-
asked
ugly
for
anymore. So
forgiveness.
it doesn't look ugly. It looks really good. I think we're going to be stoked.
It's boozy. But yeah, I'm. It never escapes me. Like guys, just for a moment, that first show we recorded in my garage.
Who would have thought?
It's moments like this where it's a pinch yourself moment.
Yeah,
I had a pinch myself moment when we talked to the Shits and Gigs boys. Just, how things come around in full circles. This is another moment. Vegas, just these little milestones that we're ticking off. And I think a lot of people, especially the day oneers who come along the journey with us, they too feel like they're ticking off a milestone along with us, and that's the rewarding thing.
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
It looks great in there, guys. Looks great.
You want to hit home runs in here?
Yeah.
That's it.
I want to be Shohei in here. Call out Shohei. We're trying to hit some homers. We're not trying to swing out in here. This is dope, man. So shout out to Webby and Aida as well. Mm-hmm. Always with them.
Love you guys. Let's get into the Daily Bread. That's right, guys. Daily Bread, breaking bread
With the news of today.
Today, indeed, as I try and find my email. I tell you what, just before we get into that, for yous who are listening along for the full show, we've got a couple of things coming up. We will have...
Oh, that's right. We do that thing.
Yeah.
What's on the show for us
What
today?
is on the show?
Jordan, what you got for us today? My bad.
I want to talk about what has inflation made easier to give up, because chocolate is set to hit an all-time record high here. It's going to get even more expensive, which I don't think is always a bad thing. Okay, that's where I was going with that.
I also have, I've managed to get my hands on, this isn't our list, I just want to clear that up, but I just thought, I've seen this, I have to read it out. New Zealand's ugliest towns have just been ranked.
Oh, don't do that.
And
Don't do that.
who am I to have this information and not put it forward on the people? So a little bit later on in the show, we will divulge in that information we now have.
I've just
It's not looking
realised
good for some of you guys in the South Island.
my days to celebrate this week are literally stored upstairs, hasn't been sent to me. So if you go, Jordan, I will then come in at the end of the segment and I'll bring you the days we celebrate.
Absolutely.
Everything's
But
around
I
there.
can't
Come on,
even
bro.
worry about it. Guys, recently an NYPD officer has been stood down or penalized because she appeared in a rap music video in a G-string.
What?
She was just in the video. She was just part of, how, rap videos, they have that kind of aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was dancing.
She shouldn't have got fired for that.
Are G-strings illegal? You know what I mean?
She was just working.
I mean, G-bangers now. Come on now. Like, what are we talking about here?
She really got let go.
Well, it's in the process, but people
She's
are
suing.
kind of rallying around saying, I mean, if it was OF, maybe there could be something in the contract there, but I mean, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have put G-strings on the contract. You know what I mean? But they probably did. So
You poor thing. I hope you win that. Is she going
that
to
would
take
make
this
her
court?
more relatable to some people out there. She's trying to arrest.
Mrs. Officer. Catch me with you. My daily brief today, before Mark gets back into this one today, Adidas has sold its final inventory of Kanye West's shoes. There's not a single Yeezy shoe left that Adidas has owned. They're all out there now officially.
It's interesting, eh? That's a real interesting one, because obviously we know Ye is... Whew. I'm a Kanye fan, obviously, of his music, and respect a lot of what he's done.
in his craft.
But dude is off the rails. And even though, particularly at the moment, and even though like some of the things he says ends up coming to light and he ends up being correct, like it's hard to even think about what he's up to now. I will say on this deal, Adidas say that like it's a flex, like, oh, we're finally rid of it. But it's like, no, it was okay to like get rid of him, but they couldn't just burn the stock, could they?
The stock, no. They
So
had to get rid of it all.
I got a theory on Kanye. Am I able to share it with you? Now,
Absolutely.
you have to understand that I don't follow the culture, and it is something that is sort of flippant for me, but I've always thought Kanye West has been super good at creating controversy before releasing an album. I've always thought that there's some kind of theory or theorem to how he does things. He goes quiet for a bit, and then when there's an album about, all of a sudden you'll see him do something controversial. It'll be something, that will stir the pot, and everyone goes, oh, and then he drops his album and people like me. I've got a theory that his ability to garner people's attention has faded so much, because like The Boy Who Cries Wolf, like people are like, they're sort of cottoning onto his theorem. And recently, like his tyrants on, his outbursts on Twitter, people have just been like, they're expecting it now. When he turned up uninvited to the Grammys with his partner and she has no clothes on, basically, and he gets kicked off from that. He's trying to create controversy, but what he's up against he's up against promotion of albums now that are incredible. You just look at the beef between Drake and Kendrick, right? The album comes off the back of that. People were so invested in it. There's real storylines behind
Mark
that.
you in your bag.
That's what I'm feeling. That's how I see it, and that's what I think's going on. I feel like Kanye has missed the bus here, and that his next sort of release, which is it Bully that's coming out, that's his single that's coming out. I feel like if it doesn't float, like people are literally going to be judging him on his work for the first time rather than the controversy he's been able to stir people to get to the song to then find it out.
I do agree with some of what you're saying there. I think what's even more crazier about this Ye thing is he's pushing himself into another tier. Like, dude is a billionaire now. I don't think he cares. I think he's almost playing with, I don't know, the psychology around fame and how big you can get, because it's like he's uncancelable at this point. Like,
well, he took himself off Twitter, right? So he logged out of Twitter himself.
If we go back and look at all the milestone things that we've done, we've said it a few times now. It's over, and he still manages because he's got such a tap on culture. He's got such a tap on, and it's I'm not saying I agree with it. It's just interesting to watch. Very interesting to watch.
I think he's had the crowd, he's had the audience in his hand because he's been able to draw enough controversy around whatever it is he's doing at that time. But the last few episodes, the last few outbursts, that hasn't
Well, it's hard
been
when the
outrush.
music doesn't hit the same way it used to. You
He's
used to have the backing of the music would hit.
But it hits for the new gen, bro. That's where he's got them. Like, no other artist that is on, like, in his class is making music. Because he's close to 50
Okay, forgive
now.
me because I didn't think it was hitting anyway.
No. But it is hitting for the younger generation, and that's where he's tapped in.
I don't think the last album did. I think from looking at the numbers, his last album didn't hit as well.
Nah, but if you look at TikTok, if you look at what those kids play, like, they played a lot of those songs. This
But
next gen
those-
did.
yeah.
We don't think it did.
No, but the TikTokers then would go to and download the songs or listen to the songs. He's not seeing good numbers in his last album. I don't even know what the last album was called. I think it was a carry on from one of. And so that's why I think Bully's going to be a really clear indicator whether he's lost the room or whether he still does what you're saying, Jordan, where he just knows how to
He's a funny one.
hit
I
the culture.
I always think he has lost the room, but he's just so interesting that we always just kind of hang around. He's an anomaly.
He's
Yeah.
a frustrating contradiction. Because I definitely know Kanye sat in rooms and is privy to things that we aren't, and he's good at communicating what that is.
Yeah.
But then he just goes out left field and
Has
just
an
chucks
outburst.
something completely over there, and then eventually it ends up being right. But it's like it still feels like he's losing.
Yeah. The other one was too that I was interested in was when he brought the Super Bowl ad that he's done in the past, but didn't have success dragging people over to his website to then purchase. So like
He did
that-
the first time.
Which I thought was
first time-
Because
genius.
the second time there was
The
one
second-
T-shirt with a blooming.
Totally. So the second time it didn't quite pay off, and that's why I'm interested to see how Bully goes and where he ends up. Anyway, so I've now got my email sent to me on
Talk to us.
Facebook celebrating. So March 11th, that's 70 days deep into the year. Only 295 left to get her done.
Get her done.
Let me tell you, gentlemen, it is Wash Your Nose Day.
Oh, I gotta do that.
This is where you're washing inside the nostril, goes through sinuses, clears out all
I
the
love
gunk.
that feeling, man.
Really?
Yeah, you breathe again.
Breathe again. Breathe again. Sorry.
Ironically, it's also World Plumbing Day today.
Shout out to plumbers doing
Shout
the jobs
out
we
the
can't do,
plumbers.
won't do, and will never do. They
Have you
really
not-
could. They really could charge me $1,000 for a
Yeah,
$100
you'll pay
job,
for
but
it
I ain't
too.
touching that poo-poo. I ain't touching that doo-doo.
And finally, staying on the theme, it is Worship of Tools Day today. This is where you go through your toolkit that you have at home, you check it all out, you make yourself know that you've got everything you
got a
need to
toolkit,
get
eh?
yourself ready.
Nah.
Let's talk about our tools.
Let my tool mark finish. What is in your toolkit at home?
Hold on.
What do you have?
Instead of me going to mine, let me ask you, what's your favorite tool?
Honestly, probably a skill saw.
Oh, what? Hey, you've got a skill saw?
got no skills. He watched his dad do it back in the day. I know he watched his dad do it.
That
was tight, though.
Legit. In my garage, I have a drill.
Yep.
I've obviously got a screwdriver, Phillips. I've got
Got a hammer.
I've got a
You must have some
industrial
Allen
vacuum.
keys. Industrial vacuum? Is that like outdoor, indoor?
Outdoor, indoor.
Wow.
I don't know
Feng
who
shui.
left it there, but it ain't mine. And what have you got?
I got a Ryobi, I can't even say it, starter kit.
Hey, that ain't bad.
Bro, you know
Every
what?
man
I went
need
to
one.
Bunnings. It was $112 or whatever it was, but I got the Ryobi. I think I've used it twice.
That's
Man.
weird, 'cause it's unopened, but there's still drilling that's going on.
For a yin, there's a yin to every yang, you know? if everybody could use tools, then we would have no use for a Sparky or a plumber, you know? So don't allow me to get into that space.
I hear you.
We need a yin to every yang, brother.
Matsu Mark, let us know what we should have.
Well, I imagine you'd both need a hammer at some point.
Forgot the most.
Screwdriver
Got a hammer
set,
somewhere.
socket set's always handy to have. A crescent, sets of pliers.
What's a crescent
I
again?
thought it was a street.
Anyways, hey, whatever tools you've got today, happy worship of your tools day today. That's us.
That is us. That is that. I just glitched in the new studio. That is Daily Bread, breaking bread with the news of today.
This is the morning shift.
Hey, Shift Nation.
Two-step now.
Hey, two-step with your brothers.
Hey.
Two-step
Good
for
to have you
us.
now.
Hey, two-step for yourself. We are loving the vibes on a Tuesday, aren't we? And I thought we'd have a little bit of fun with this because there's enough going on in the world without king-size blocks of chocolate making the news, telling us they're about to get more expensive.
Which we don't need, by the way.
I saw this in the papers. It said,
You reading the paper? That's my boy.
well, I actually read it somewhere else, but I don't want to shut them out, that king-size chocolate bars or chocolate is about to get even more expensive. Now, for our international audience listening, a block of chocolate here, like an average brand like Cadbury, I looked it up. Woolworths is selling for $8.99.
No.
That's why I refuse to go to Woolworths. Can I just... I'm not about that, telling you to stop going anywhere. That's your choice. But make that extra trip to Pack and Save, Whānau. It's $5.99 at Pack and Save. But Woolworths, I just feel like they're constantly got the worst. They're always... Actually, I don't do that.
I'm going to jump in on that. I live central Auckland. So for me, I've got a choice and I'm literally dead even between two different Woolworths stores. Bro, one of them is outlandishly more expensive to shop at.
I bet you it's in a more affluent area. No, it's not. No, it's not.
No,
It won't be.
They're both the same. They're both basically the same. But if you make the effort to go to the other one, I would say a saving of at least $30 a shop overall. And I'm geeky like that. Like I'll look and I'll go, then I'll just go and have a nosy down at the other one and be like, interesting.
30
It
bucks
seems
in
like there's a
today's climate,
Woolworths
man.
on every corner, so they're just selling you on like convenience
That's it.
and upping the prices. But guys, make the extra to Pack and Save. Go get your veggies from the Asian stores, fruit and veggie and stuff like that. That's what Mato Mark does.
That's what I do. I'm always stopping in.
But I will say, currently it's $8.99, so it's set to get even more expensive. And I thought, you know what, it's not all that bad. Like, we don't actually need more chocolate.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Some of you just look down. See that?
Actually.
You can't see your toes. So, what I'm saying is, what has inflation made easier to give up? Could we spin this? You know? Just a bit
Turn
of
into a positive.
Turn into a positive. And some of you shifters, you got back to us. Roz said meal prepping. Roz,
Oh, it's like that.
I think that... No, she's saying, I think you shouldn't give up meal prepping. I think meal prepping is going to make things better.
I was thinking more like it's easier to give up on your dreams.
No, I mean like, it's too expensive, give it up.
Yeah, my
Also-
dreams are too expensive.
Hang on a sec. So meal prep would genuinely mean
Yes.
that you've got a recipe in mind, you've got your 5 meals all sorted out.
This is what I'm saying.
Now, I somewhat agree with what Roz is saying because no longer do I think of what I want to eat. I let the price of meat dictate what we're going to eat that week. So my meal prep's all out. I can't just go and say, well, we're going to have steak, we're going to have lamb chops here, we're going to do this and that. I look to see what the cheapest cuts of
I
meat are.
understand what you're saying now, Matsu.
And then it becomes about whatever it is we could get for an affordable price at that during that week. My wife hates it. She's
Roz, that's
so done
my
with...
bad, Roz.
Yeah, she's so done with spaghetti bolognese and all sorts of other things.
Nah,
She's
but I
quite-
get it though, because you have a big week. You know, you're tired. You're up against the pump. It's late. What's an easy go-to? I always just think like, Mom, we're having the same thing again. Now I'm cooking the same thing
that's
over and
it.
over and over again.
And sometimes, might I add, sorry, this is from the shopper of the family. Sometimes it's cheaper to not go with the fresh meat. Sometimes your option is going and getting the chicken fillet that's on special from Tegel this week, or from whatever Ingham's, whatever is going to be on special that week. You may have to switch it out and not have the fresh meat. Go for the frozen meats. Sorry, I'm geeking
I
out on
never
this.
look at that.
That is very good. That is
to know.
a very good point.
Yeah,
What has inflation made easier to give up? The bro Chris said, having a family, sad face.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep them dancing on the sheets for now. Wow. Okay. That's crazy.
Horizontal dance.
Cunny,
is
cunny.
crazy.
All right. Lovely. Matariki Kawara said Marmite sandwiches. Oh, should we talk about this for a second?
That's a dig at our current government.
I saw that.
What's the go there? Like, and so one of our politicians, David Seymour, has cut a lot of the funding from school lunches.
From the school lunch program. So we have, there was a big push from the Labour government who were in charge to make sure that all our kids, or tamariki, all our kids that were going to school were getting a healthy meal option while they're there. They figure if they're feeling good, feeling full, they'll learn better.
That's a fact.
Which isn't uncommon. There are obviously lunch programs globally, but our current government, the national-led coalition, have decided that they want to have less spending, so they need to find places to take money away from. And one of the things they took money from was the school lunch program, which meant that they looked for new providers, a cheaper option, and it's been a bit tough because the kids have not been getting their meals. Some of them don't like the meals, and then the Prime Minister himself just said, "Look, parents, if your kids don't like the meals that we're providing, how about make them a Marmite sandwich and an apple and throw that in the bag?"
Well, they can't.
Which a lot of people in this country agree with. A lot of people go like, "Look, if you had kids, they're your responsibility. Give them a Marmite sandwich." And then there are a lot of people who understand that maybe that's not the position in the current circumstances, that everyone can go and get a Marmite pot and a sandwich, a lot of bread and apples.
It's been quite politicized, the types of lunches that sorry, we're going on a left little hikoi here, but that's fine. It's been politicized quite a lot, like the kind of lunches that the kids are getting. I am of the thinking, though, that obviously if there's a funding cut, it's not going to be nice, beautiful bolognese. And I don't know, it's a hard one, because there is a responsibility to parents to actually feed their children. But if you are going to show up with no lunch and it's uneatable, that's something completely different as well.
I don't want to harp on about the Japanese model, but I do know, and I have seen clips and talked to people about the idea behind the Japanese. Every kid gets their lunch provided for them in Japan.
How they look like they're going.
And they have...
bright future over there, isn't it?
They're not allowed to use any material that is processed. They have to make it all from scratch, and it has to be really, really nutritious for the kids, because they understand the future politicians, the future decision makers, the future workers need to have a good education, and therefore we need to feed them right.
We're the Prime Minister. Sorry, you go.
Just because it'll annoy me if I don't say it. I'm of the rhetoric thinking of it's not the kids' fault at the same time. And so some of these kids, I know this is not where we thought this chat was going to go.
It's fine.
But some of these kids won't have food at home. Now they won't have food at school. And how are you supposed to get ahead when you can't eat right? Or how are you even supposed to maintain a solid learning and keep an education and maintain an education where you can't put food in your belly? And so I never think it's the kids' fault. You might be right with the parents and you have to claim some responsibility. But I don't think that should fall on a 6-year-old. And our 6-year-old should always eat.
Oh, well, of course we're in agreement of that, Brooke. I'm talking about the food that's going away. Anyway, well, I think the Prime Minister messed up is that he said make them a Marmite sandwich, and there's the only way to eat a Marmite sandwich to make it slightly nice is to put butter in it, and we all know that butter isn't expensive, so he shot himself in the foot there, didn't he? When he
Butter and cheese.
Because it needs a big dollop of butter to make any Marmite sandwich actually eatable. So that was a mishap from him. Sports betting. What has inflation made easier to give up? Well done. Give that up.
I mean, yeah, no, you're right. You're right. The first thing should be those luxury cuts, and to be able to sports bet is absolutely a luxury. It is an essential. That should be the first thing that goes.
I think birthday gifts should go.
Well, hang on.
Well, 100%.
Birthday gifts should go.
You know what's weird is because we have you can have a lot of in your friends group. And
Yeah,
it ends up being like 18 birthdays a year.
Well, you get 4 of those in a month.
Can we all
That's
put
your
in,
fault for being too
Can we
popular.
all put in $100? No.
No.
Can we all put in 50? Whatever you can give?
We
No.
won a set of golf clubs last year. No,
Yeah.
well, too bad.
You know what annoys me about women?
We're 34.
They'll say, we're getting Sarah a nice bag, right? So we've decided on the gift. And then they're like, whatever you can give. Knowing the damn bag probably costs $700 or whatever.
Oh,
Sorry,
plus.
I'm not acting like my friends are balling. That is just a scenario that has happened. And I'm like, so we're going to feel stink if we only give $20 to this high-end gift that you guys have already decided?
Hand up if you've ignored a group message that's been about how much money you owe for the group to get someone a present. I just put it on silent and be like, didn't see it.
Can I just say, that's one thing I'm good at. I always feel ashamed to like not call her. I'd rather give
always
$10
call her.
and be ashamed for it. No, you ignored. I've never ignored. I'm better than you. Crystal said energy drinks. Yes. Get those V's.
What are we drinking these days? The energy drinks. I haven't touched an energy drink for years.
Neither,
What's the
bro.
popular? Is it Red Bull?
Monsters, I think. I said
Monsters.
And the
Monsters, Red
Musashis.
Bull,
They be on the
Mushashis.
Mushashis.
Are they energy or are they protein?
Hendo, talk to me. Musashis? Yeah, they got their energy.
They're the energy kick as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it's like a 2-in-1 special. I think the sugar in that's really low.
Did you guys ever drink Top Secret?
That sounds like
Yeah,
something only sold in
something.
Gisborne.
It was sold in Gisborne in 1.5 bottles.
It was a top secret,
Top
right?
secret, and it was so sugary.
Didn't leave the rural area.
Hey, shifters, please back me. Have you ever tasted the Top Secret? It came in like yellow and black, and they were like, "What? You should never be buying an energy drink at 1.5 size."
Is it just me, or do I feel like with the health kind of, I don't know, just as society's progressed, kind of like you almost hide your energy drink if you drink one? You know what I mean? It used to be kind of like a statement.
V's everywhere.
It used to
V's
be
and
part of
Red
your
Bulls.
identity. Like you're quite sweet to do it. I feel like now it's kind of like,
That's
you look smelly.
moment on the lips, forever on the hips.
I see energy drinks in like sports now. Like energy drink sports is the only time I see it. It'd be like, Formula One or, some of the other big teams. They'll win an award and then they put the energy drink hat on. They do it in the UFC.
Getting paid.
Yeah.
The monsters.
Couple-
Can I?
Yes.
I kind of said one similar to this last week, but I still stand on this. Love seems so much more expensive, and so I'm willing to skimp on
Let's
love.
talk about it.
Because dating seems expensive. I ain't going on no dates, but dating is a pathway to love, from what I see, what I've heard. Even if you just want to get some gifts or do something in the realm of love, bro, that just seems so expensive these days.
Because they haven't found love. Real love is not expensive.
No, can you put a price on love? Absolutely.
No, you can't. No,
Bro.
real love
$400
is
seems like a
not
price to me.
expensive.
He is the anomaly. He is the
No,
one
I'm
that's
not. No,
for
I'm not.
me,
I'll stand on that hill and down it. I am not the anomaly.
I love my wife, but it cost me 10 bottles of the Pinot Noir that we had at our wedding
Ooh,
for
yeah,
our
but
10th
you
year
committed
anniversary.
before all this inflation stuff. Like that was you were already balling back then.
10 bottles of Pinot Noir, the
Thank
same
you, bro.
Pinot
I'm
Noir
glad I
we
don't walk
had
alone.
for our 10-year anniversary that I wasn't here for because I was in Las Vegas, trying to make the money back that I spent on the 10 bottles and failed miserably both sides.
Love is not expensive. Don't put that out there.
See, no. I want
Okay,
you to know,
let's-
Jordan, love is expensive.
Okay, let's break this down. I'm enjoying where we're going with this. So, let's say you did find someone that you want to go on a date with,
Right.
or let's say you've had a connection with someone, you've established that. Should we see where this could go? Should there be an extension to the one night we had after the club? No. What is your plan there? Like, where do you think the date should go? Like, how would you do it?
I immediately think there's a pressure that we have to go to a place that costs X amount of money.
Now, see, that's ego. Now, that's not the
Absolutely.
date
Bro,
costing
no.
you. That's your
100%.
ego costing
That's
you.
why you
You're
don't
so
nickname
right.
yourself Roscoe Suave. I'm doing that.
You're so right. Where I would rather go is for a walk on the beach, but we can't do
Don't
that.
curse chicks. Your undies can't.
Right on a Sunday. Bro, so we're already looking at 150. So now I have to drink my drink slowly. So while you're drinking your 3, this is my 1.
So that's just
So
one
after-
date.
Bro, I would imagine it'd be like 150 north of 150.
See, this is the problem. Like, I feel like you start, and then it just progressively gets more boring. If you start like that, and that's kind of how they feel like, yes, this is good. A good day always comes back to we had great
Can
conversation.
I be honest with
we
you?
had a great connection.
I think there's something about working in this industry that makes you go, yeah, we have to go and do something. I swear.
Wait,
No,
really?
listen, I swear that I think that working
Podcasters?
and what we do, can I put it? We don't make heaps of money. Let me get that out the way now. So when we do
See
go on
what
this
he's
first
doing
date,
here? See what he's doing here?
we don't make a whole bunch of money. Am I right?
Correct.
We do enough to.
But we make the most a podcast gets in this country. That's for sure.
But I think that there is a stigma that goes, they make X amount of money. We need to go and do something.
How is what we're doing giving that?
Yeah, I
How
don't
is
think it's
it
giving
not?
that. I feel like, again, this is an ego. You're paying ego
Nah,
dollars here.
I can see. I think people equate like following to like money.
Yes,
You know,
not the
or
case.
like how much they might see you.
Now,
on.
if we lived in Australia or America, absolutely.
Brooke, is that a brand new studio behind you? You balling out, man.
Exactly,
Damn.
bro.
you think we bought the tiles?
You see, Mark? You see?
You know what? You are.
Goes hand in
You're
hand.
correct in the sense that back in the day, I don't think it was as expensive to go on a double date to the movies. back in the day, I don't think it was expensive to go on a double date to go and hang out at a restaurant. I think prices have gone up, which does mean love, perhaps, getting past those first couple of dates.
Man, love seems expensive,
and
brother.
finding the right person. Petrol prices, for instance, going through a drive-through movie, something like that, everything's going to cost a little bit more. So I hear what you're saying.
I feel like, let me put you on game, guys. I just want to say, I feel like if you don't have it like that, the best move you can make, because it will vet the person that you're actually seeing, is to be completely honest. To be say like, look, listen, I would love for us to go to a super nice restaurant.
Then she goes to her friends, bro.
And good. No, good.
Broke.
No,
That's
broke. Good. No, broke. Good. That's what you want them to say. And you want them to go, you want women like that, or partners, men, whatever, to brush you. That is what you want. But when you get someone say, I would totally be okay with some fish and chips at the park,
That's
or go
love.
for a walk. That's who should be getting the $150 dinner.
Yeah.
They'd be like, that's BB, not like baby. They'd be like, that's BB, that's a broke.
That's ego.
That's
You're
broke
talking.
Brooke.
That's
That's
ego
broke-
talking.
Hey,
That's
man,
broke
I
Brooke
swear
over
to
there.
get your point across.
Yeah, sorry. That's broke Brooke over there. You know, I want to be baby, not
them.
BB.
What's that military guy go? Let them. You want to do me?
No, you are right.
You want to
dude.
misjudge me? Let them.
Get
You want to
those
doubt me? Let them. Okay, I don't know where this is gone, but hey, inflation is up. And I do want to just retract on, if anyone thought I was saying don't feed the kids, I'm retracting on that, okay? I'm just
No, that's what I
meaning-
heard.
I just think there are people, part of that argument, that that's the food being served. That's what it is.
Eat some papaya.
I don't think I helped myself on that.
This is the morning shift.
Look, I'm not here to start a beef. I don't
yes,
make
you
the
are.
rules. I'm just here to deliver it. Now, in front of me, I have this. And according to the streets, the unofficial rankings from people who clearly have too much time on their hands, brace yourselves for this. The ugliest people in New Zealand.
Oh, no, bro.
Well,
I know.
they can do that.
And it's based on towns. Oh.
Brooke, you're going to get us in trouble.
Now, can I just preface? I wouldn't say that any of this is from us. This isn't the TMS list. We love all of New Zealand.
Facts.
We love all of Aotearoa.
Beautiful.
But some people
Atahua.
have way too much time on their hands that they've made this list. So if you're on this list, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad
Are
at
you
us.
sure it's the people who are ugly, or perhaps people have found something
have
wrong
you
with
just
the
made
towns
that, like,
themselves?
Have you
I
made
think
that?
I made that part up. Yeah, I think
Well,
I made
we're
that
going
part
with
up.
that, 'cause you
but
locked
I
that in.
have said that now.
You locked
and
that in.
We can't retract what I have said.
This is madness.
But
Going at people looks is crazy, bro.
remember, Jordan, it's not our
That's
list.
right.
We love
No,
all of
no.
Aotearoa.
You made it about people, but it's not our list.
It's not our list.
Got it.
Okay, to kick this list off, there was actually a list of 10. I don't want the smoke with everyone. We don't want the smoke with everyone. So we're just going to do 5. All right.
That's fair.
But Mark, can you do me a favor while we actually do this as well? Because I know we have a lot of people listening in Australia. If we can have like the equivalent, maybe ChatGPT, GG's, this part of the equivalent of whatever it may be.
Oh, the Australian
equivalent?
of that town in New Zealand. Okay, cool. Yep.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, let's kickstart this bad boy at number 5. Yeah, I know you're listening like, is it going to be my town? Gisborne.
Pardon?
Ah!
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, little fuckers.
Yeah, you little ugly buggers.
Yay! Pooh.
Excuse me.
Look out, Gizzy.
Excusez-moi.
Just out there
S'il vous
minding
plaît.
your business.
Gisborne is a collective of people who come from not the best looking tribe.
You're not doing too good.
Ngāti Porou has been renowned for having beautiful women, great men. Like, I'm talking, and this is,
He
I'm
went
going to say
Ngāti
the
Porou
most
on
controversial. I'm saying this is controversial, but apparently, back in the day, Ngāti Porou was the tribe where we're like, oh, here they come. Can't wait for them to arrive.
Why you say back in the day? Has that changed?
Back in the ra.
Well, maybe
Brought
we
culture
have,
into this.
maybe we have seen some
We're
interjection
not talking about
from the
Ngāti
other
Porou.
tribes.
We're talking
but-
about, we'll drive down the street in Gizzy, look left and right. What do you see,
Go
mate?
over about 17
Don't worry
potholes.
about our tupuna.
Okay. Gisborne, for people who are not aware, is a small coastal city known for its proximity to the beautiful beaches and rural charm on the east coast. It's a destination. It's certainly not a pass-through town. You've
Best
gotta be
place to see
going
the
there.
sun.
It is, well, it was
It's not.
until Samoa changed their clocks.
Ah, Samoa,
Yeah.
why you do that for?
They go and beat us.
Well, it's the last place to be in a rush. I know that for sure.
For our Australian audience, equivalent in Australia would be Coffs Harbour. Like Gisborne,
Oh, yeah,
Coffs
they
Harbour
ugly.
is a
Oi,
coastal
they
town,
ugly over there. I've seen them.
famous for its beaches and laid-back vibe.
I will actually back up Mato Mark there. I think Ngāti Porou, pause. They got some scucks looking dudes. The only thing is they all look the same, but at least there's more numbers.
I was actually surprised. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was the handsome bunch down there.
They better not have taken.
You kind of look like Ngāti Porou.
But not with they have better skin, green
Don't do that.
eyes.
Don't do that.
Yeah, we're still ugly.
Yeah, they got the blue eyes too.
Unbelievable.
They're blue-eyed Māoris.
I hope they hadn't taken this list once Rhythm and Vines was in town, because then you get everybody from out of town
those
into Gizzy.
Ugly.
I actually think they took this list in 1998.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Number 4, Upper Hutt.
You'd have to speak to that.
Mark, help me out with this. Upper Hutt is maybe 35 minutes north of Wellington.
Oh,
Don't really visit there too much. They are unapologetically rough around the edges.
I heard they don't have Wi-Fi there.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Damn.
I wouldn't be surprised. Rugby, mullets, seen some rough tattoos.
Yeah.
And Facebook groups.
Yeah.
That energy.
Upper Hutt is located near Wellington. It's above Wellington, our national capital. It's considered residential and semi-rural, so there's a bit of town and bit of country all mixed in one.
Hang on.
I think one of the best-looking people who've ever graced this earth.
Corey
came from-
Jane.
Corey Jane,
I
bro.
knew you were about to go. Corey Jane, the handsome man.
Handsome man.
Even with dreads, he was still scucks.
He didn't age well though. I'm kidding.
They're the type
Okay.
of people that you would trip over and they'd laugh at you, but they'd help you up.
Feels like we're doing
Now
a lot
you're
of defending.
retracting. Now you're trying to make it positive. Are you telling me, Brooke, that you, in all your history, have not flirted or
I'll be
gone
honest
with
with
anyone
you.
from
I never
Upper Hutt?
passed anyone from Upper Hutt. I put, as far as I'm aware.
You're in that, yeah. You're in that vicinity. Wellington,
Yep.
Korerua, played
Yep.
basketball across town, across city.
Couldn't catch me out there.
Guys, I
Couldn't catch me out
can,
there once.
I can categorically tell you that I attended in one of my former jobs. I attended a swingers club out at. I didn't partake,
What-
but
yeah,
I was
hold
there.
Bro, stop the music. What did you just say?
As part of my old job.
He used to work in radio, guys. what
I
I do.
was invited to come along and witness what
wasn't a
they
radio.
did.
Witness?
And talk to some people, interview some people whilst they was fully naked at a swingers
No,
club.
you're taking
During the
mick.
job?
You're taking the mick right now.
No, I am not.
And you did that?
absolutely haven't. And I did it. It was a mind-boggling experience.
What it smell like?
Hold the.
Don't even start.
Hold the.
This nose isn't painted on and it's never been the same. But what I did want to say is...
No, don't brush over this story.
I'm not. I do want to say is that it's very strange when you are the abnormal one with clothes on, because everybody else is naked doing their thing, and you're like, and I've got to tell you, this place had different rooms, So it wasn't like just one big room. It was like different rooms and different spaces and different toys.
And you played that out on radio.
We played it out on radio.
What you asked them?
What are you doing?
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, it was such a strange thing, but that's my best memory. When I say best memory, my only memory I have, other than going to Corey Jane's wedding, was going to this.
See, now you're making it sound like a vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
It was a vibe.
I bet you though it wasn't.
It was a vibe because they were all into it. I was the weird one. I was the one that was like, okay, you guys are crazy.
watching's crazy.
I bet it wasn't the most well put together bodies while you were in there though, wasn't it?
It's fair to say it was an Upper Hutt.
Hey, don't do that.
I'm just, if I was a betting man. Okay, let's keep it moving. Mark, Upper Hutt.
Just quickly, Maitland is
Did you get a
apparently
skivvy?
Maitland in New South Wales, located near Newcastle. Maitland offers a similar blend of residential areas and semi-rural setting, and is part of the larger metropolitan area. That would be the equivalent of Upper Hutt in Australia.
Bang, bang. All right, number 3. Damn, North Island features a lot in this. Palmerston North.
Ugh.
You been to Palmerston North? You spend much time in Palmerston
Bro,
North?
I'd rather palm me for the rest of my life than go to Palmerston North, mate. There, I'm not going there. What, is that the clock?
That might do it. Yep.
Is that the clock?
The clock on the wall.
And Lone Star. Lone Star
It's
was a godsend when I was there. I was like,
Loaded
something
hog.
civilization.
It's got Massey. It's got Massey University. I know they got the students that go there. I don't think many students stayed there. Could be wrong with
Palmies
that.
giving like they still wear like etnies. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and they still like wax their hair enough for you to like visibly see it.
Wax.
They like wear lip piercings on the side of their lips.
For our out-of-towners, it's a university town above Wellington, again our capital. Strong agricultural industry, located in the central North Island. Palmerston North is definitely a uni town crossed with an army town, because
Oh,
they've
it
got
is
the
too.
army barracks there. So it's
I
a
got that
dangerous
wrong.
combo
My
on a
bad.
Friday night. on a Friday night when the army boys all get out there.
Get
army
to the
boys and
daily,
girls,
though. Daily
and they
goes all right.
mix, yeah, mix with the uni kids, it becomes messy.
I'll be honest with you, I know some good people in Palmerston North, so I'm not going to rag on them too much. 2 more to go.
Wagga Wagga, that's your Australian equivalent.
Wagga
Oh,
wagga.
appreciate that. Wagga Wagga. No idea where that is. Invercargill is number 2.
Never been there, eh? Don't desire.
The best thing about Invercargill is the pack and safe. And bluff oysters.
No, the best thing is you know not to muck with anyone there because everyone is everyone's cousin.
Everyone drives a ute down there. I don't know too much about Invercargill.
It's known for its southern location being one of the southernmost cities.
It's known for its inbreds. That's what it's known for.
That's a lot of webbed feet.
They could outdrink any bar in Auckland. I know that much. They can drink down there.
Hobart
Ooh,
is
put it
the
back.
Australian equivalent. Hobart. So that gives you a clue. Aussie
You know what they look like? You know, remember when like Gollum hadn't quite crossed over to Gollum?
He was semi.
You know when he was like
semi there.
semi-human, semi-Gollum? Like that's what they look like down there.
They had the fellowship one.
You know what's crazy? I ain't never even been there before, but I'm just throwing that out there. I feel like their toenails, they wedge them as
No need.
weapons
No need.
into like
We're good.
into sharp point spears.
Good morning, Invercargill.
They ain't listen to us. Finally, drum roll, please. Huntley.
No,
Number one.
I will not.
This is not our list.
I will not sit here with a good conscience, having good friends. Yeah, they're pretty ugly too. No, they're not. Hannah might be. She's from Huntley, guys. She's beautiful.
We can't
Beautiful
be
things.
taking more out of Huntley. Huntley's lost it all.
I miss with Huntley.
You know
Yeah.
what? You know what saves Huntley? Like, might be
might
a
not be
couple
the
of the
glitz and
bros with
glam.
yellow teeth. You know. But they got Jordan 4s on, brand new. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they know like what the swag is still.
It might not be the glitz and glam, but they're filled with heart. You know, I don't know if that helps.
you
I'd
know
love to do
this
a
argument?
live show in Huntley.
Oh, bro, they would love it.
Bro,
Tani
imagine-
Whare Rugby League Club, come on
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
green and gold, all day, baby, all day.
Bring the people
Hun-
back to Huntley.
Huntley is a special place because when I think people like to rep where they come from, they literally think like, we don't care if you don't like us. This is the best place, West. That's what they say.
And that's all that matters.
And they genuinely believe that, and I love that about them. And they don't care. They don't care
That's all
about
that
you.
matters,
You're not
brother.
from here. You're off. You're off, yeah.
So they couldn't
Gonna-
care less about this list.
Gonna burst you out. You wanna get it out? You wanna get a thong out?
Shout out to Huntley, man. Shout
We
out
love
to
you, Huntley.
Where's Huntley in Australia? What's the equivalent?
Collie is the equivalent. It's a small town with a focus on mining and power generation, similar to Huntley's industrial background. The sad thing about Huntley, and I know they feel it on the daily, Huntley was a massive industrial town for us. It was something there was a lot going for it, and then they moved everything away, and they moved the motorway away, and it no longer became something everyone went through. It's just off to the side now.
Bypass now.
Honestly, the Huntley people I talk to, they
love
love it.
that.
They're
They
like,
love that.
get. We don't want you coming through here.
On ya.
Hey, remember, this ain't our list.
Warheads.
We're just
Nah.
the messengers. We love all of New Zealand. All of Aotearoa. This ain't our list. One more time. I want to clear that up. Clarify that.
Love you.
That's
Hey,
the show.
that is the show. Check on your people.
New
See you tomorrow.
studio, baby.
Let's both.
This is The Shift. The Shift.
Go home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home.
The Morning Shift.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
The Shift.
I love it.
This is The Shift.
Got him.
Okay.